Good evening, Gators. Hi, I am Lauren Robinson. I actually graduated from UF just a couple of weeks ago with my BFA in Musical Theater Performance from the College of the Arts. And a few months from now, I will be a brand new resident of the great city of New York. So we thought it would be fitting if I kicked off our show with an ode to this beautiful city. This is Empire State of Mind. As a place of movie scenes. Noise is always loud, there are sirens all around, and the streets are mean. If I can make it here, I can make it anywhere, that's what they say. My face in lights, and my name on marquees found down on Broadway. Even if it ain't all it seems, I got a pocket full of dreams, baby, out of New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brave. A melting pot on the corner selling rock, preachers pray to God. I'ma make it by any means, I got a pocket full of dreams, baby, I'm from New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of, there's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brave. Lights, big dreams, all looking pretty. No place in the world that can compare. Put your lighters in the air, everybody say yeah, 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 yeah. New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now New York, these streets will make you feel brand new. Feel like It is now my pleasure to welcome to the stage the chair of UF's Go Greater campaign. This is Anita Zucker.
So Tom, earlier you said something about Go Gators! Let's start with the Alumni friends. I graduated from the University of Florida in 1972 with a degree in elementary education, and I started my career that way, both in Florida and then in South Carolina. Over the past several years, I've had the distinct pleasure of partnering with UF to advocate for and support early childhood education, a cause that I care deeply about. Through UF, I have found passionate partners to help me assemble and deploy the resources that are impacting children here in Florida, across the nation, and around the world. That's where our staff is, all over from UF. It is because of these partnerships and their forceful impact that I'm honored to serve as the chair of the university's Go Greater campaign. There's a Hebrew phrase that I resolved to live by long ago, tikkun olam. It means repair of the world, to change someone's life for the better, to make it greater so that they may improve the world in their own way. By helping one individual shine brighter, we can light entire communities. Our campaign is built around a similar creed. While we all experience the university at different times and in different eras, there's a common thread that binds us together as members of the Gator Nation. The University of Florida is an institution that was founded to serve the greater good, and as members of this community, we carry that inconvenient but cherished burden of service with us across the globe. Indeed, our students, professors, and alumni pursue groundbreaking work that has demonstrable impact on the people and the communities we serve. Tonight, we want to take a few minutes to show you what your university is engaging in today, and to invite you to partner with us as we seek to go greater. But first, we have a very special guest with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming Jesse Palmer. Come on up.
Anita, thank you so much. Can we give another round of applause for Lauren and that performance earlier? That was incredible. I think everybody should get their picture with her because in 3 years she's going to be a star and she'll be way too big time for us. She's not going to have any time for us. She's going to be A-list. Take the picture while you can. That was so great. Fantastic. Before we get started, are we all not proud to be Gators? It's pretty amazing. And not just that, but especially what's really neat about this room here tonight, Gotham Gators. It's pretty cool. There is so much talent. There's so much exciting stuff happening in this city. There's so much talent here in this room tonight. And imagine we all got our start at the University of Florida. And just like all of you, I am fiercely proud to bleed orange and blue, especially at a very exciting time for our university as we really ascend. And now a top 10 public university in this country. Pretty good. It was really neat. A few weeks ago, I had a chance to go back to Gainesville, and I was visiting campus there for the weekend, and I got to do a lot. Saw former teammates, saw old roommates that live in Gainesville now. Went to Shands, and I met some really, really fascinating people and some researchers that are working diligently to battle cancer and battle brain tumors. Obviously, I had a chance to go by the football office, met with Coach Mullen, talk a little bit about the football team. Steve Spurrier is still there. Also. So I had a chance to see him. I obligated to go by the office, see the old ball coach. He doesn't forget anything. He remembers all the plays from the 4 years I was there. He's quick to remind me of all the interceptions I threw as well. Sharp as a tack. As my girlfriend and I were walking around the campus, it was really neat. There was kind of this moment where I thought about how much our school has changed from when I was there in the late 90s into the early 2000s. And we're a top 10 university, which is really, really amazing. I think there's a lot to celebrate here tonight. And really the path that our university, our great institution, has forged up until this point. But I think what makes the University of Florida unique and special is that we're always striving for excellence. Whether it was in the classroom for us, whether it was on the football field, championships or bust. And that's really something unique I think we have as Gators. We have a standard to excel, to go beyond, to go greater. And that's certainly a vision that this university has to continue, and it's going to become accessible, and it's going to become a reality because of the leaders like you in this room that are putting towards effort and thought and vision towards that idea. You know, my time at Florida, it led me here to New York. It was serendipitous. I was drafted to come play football here. It wasn't my choice. In fact, I almost got drafted twice by the Kansas City Chiefs. And nothing against the people in Kansas City. They're fantastic. It's a beautiful state. But I've oftentimes wondered what my life would have been like if I'd been living in Kansas instead of here. Very, very lucky that I ended up here in the Big Apple. And when walking around campus, there's a natural feeling of nostalgia that kind of washes over me. And I think about it even to this day, just walking around the streets here in New York City. Great memories, 4 best years of my life. And whether it was, again, in the classroom, on the football field, I think so many of us in this room, you know, these thoughts of nostalgia, it permeates this room here tonight. But President Fox was quick to remind me today that tonight it's not about reminiscing. Tonight it's about looking forward. Our path forward at the University of Florida is built on the passion we have for our great university. And it's now my pleasure and my honor to present to you and welcome back to New York City the man who has that vision to take our university and to help with these transformational goals. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kent Fox.
Thank you, Jesse. What an amazing Gator, you all. So we kicked off our Greater campaign this past fall, and we took it on the road this spring. And it is now great to go greater here in New York City with a room full of Gotham Gators. Now, to begin, we're fortunate tonight to be joined by some of our university's leaders that I'd like to introduce to you all. And when I say their name, I'm going to ask them to stand, but please hold your applause until the end. Glenn Good, the Dean of our College of Education. Ed Jimenez, the CEO of UF Health Shands. Meg Portillo, Associate Dean of the College of Design, Construction and Planning. And Brian Jose, the Director of UF Performing Arts. Thank you all for being here. Now, finally, I want to acknowledge one last person. I didn't know he was going to be here, but he came up and shook my hand. So this person is the head of the Gator Caucus in Tallahassee. He's responsible with the other elected representatives and senators in Tallahassee in investing in our university. We get $1 billion from the state of Florida. Would Representative Micah Meyer please stand? Thank you for being here. Alumni, friends, as Jesse made clear, the University of Florida has an exceptional moment right now that we're going to seize hold of. In addition to the fact that the U.S. News now ranks us in the top 10, we're also seeing remarkable developments all the way across all of our colleges, across our entire university, from our students to our faculty to their research to their innovation. And if you haven't visited the University of Florida for a while, you'd be amazed by how beautiful the campus is, how many advanced facilities we have that are filling our campus, including 2 brand new, almost $500 million hospitals that are now just accepting patients this past December, the UF Health Heart and Vascular, and also the neuromedicine hospitals. A brand new chemistry building where students take chemistry. The Joseph Hernandez Hall in the heart of our historic campus, named in the honor of a New Yorker who helped make that building possible. The beautifully expanded Florida Innovation Hub, which is helping us connect our campus with downtown Gainesville, and it's the home of dozens of UF startup companies. The revitalized and renewed Newell Hall. It's now a 24/7 student study center. We're also making progress in planning and implementing a new Wertheim Laboratory for Engineering Excellence. It's located right adjacent to the Rice Union, as well as the renewal and the expansion of our historic Norman Hall, the iconic home of our College of Education. And finally this year, we are developing the final plans for 2 new major buildings. The first is going to be dedicated to data science and information sciences, and the next building is a brand new music building. It's going to be located at the corner of 13th and University, right to the entrance of our campus. And I love the fact that when people visit the University of Florida, they're going to be welcomed by music. Well, as the university's excellence and stature increases, even more students want to come study at this university that we love. We had over 41,000 undergraduate applications this fall, and that represents a 30% increase in just 2 years. Our new students are going to be some of the most accomplished ever. Their average GPA is 4.4, the SAT average is 1350, and more students come from the state of New York than any other state outside of Florida. Now, 3 years ago, in 2015, we proclaimed that we would be among the nation's top 5 public research universities, and that we will be the nation's #1 university for comprehensive excellence. Less than 4 years later, our faculty are excelling across the breadth of the amazing university, our intentionally and intensely comprehensive university. Let me give you a few examples. Last year, a University of Florida history professor won the National Book Award in nonfiction, and this year, another history professor won the Pulitzer Prize in nonfiction. Now, together, our faculty and graduate research has topped $800 million in research expenditures, and we're on a path to achieving $1 billion of research expenditures. This research fuels our innovation engine, and we are ranked as a university among the top 10 in patents and licenses and startups among all private and public universities across the nation. In fact, the Milken Institute ranked our university #3 in the nation as best universities for tech transfer, ahead of Stanford, ahead of MIT. That is amazing. Media rankings place the University of Florida among the top 10 amongst top 10 publics in many, many areas, and including just this week in the online space. Our university was ranked among the top 10 in online education. In fact, we were ranked the #1 university in the nation for online programs. That is at the very top. Now, indeed, we are focused across the entire university and all 16 colleges of being amongst the top 5 in public research universities. And the Go Greater campaign is going to be the fuel that really causes that ascent to steepen. UF is one of only 6 public universities that ever had a campaign of $3 billion. And already this campaign is helping us create more of the world's best teaching and research facilities while making our campus even more beautiful. And it's capturing the attention of more of the best and brightest students and the most distinguished faculty from around the world. And it's further strengthening our research and leadership in innovation. Ultimately, however, the success of our campaign is not going to be measured so much by our rise to the top 5, but rather by the good that we achieve as we make that journey. Very often, that good is rooted in the work of individuals who seek change, independent minds tackling challenges differently. And tonight, I would like to introduce you to 2 individuals who embody that spirit. A husband and wife team of UF scientists who are both National Academy members, and it's the power couple of botany, Pam and Doug Soltis.
My work at UF is motivated by my love for nature. By understanding more about the tree of life, it gives me a better perspective on how we can design and implement conservation strategies. If we're not careful about taking care of our ecosystems, they won't be taking care of us anymore either.
Relationships matter for human well-being. Our very survival depends on knowledge of the tree of life.
Many of the most pressing societal problems of the 21st century relate to the environment.
Right now, there are incredible threats to biodiversity, to the tree of life.
We have extinction rates that are 1,000 times what are estimated to be background normal extinction rates, all induced by human activity. We're losing species before we ever even know that they exist. Those species could be cures to disease, they could be keys to helping improve our crops. It's just incredibly important that we meet this race with as much enthusiasm and energy as we can. We've been working together now for, I don't know, over 30 years, over 35 years, a long time.
And we use DNA tools and also bioinformatics, that is big data, to address big questions in biodiversity.
I'm really interested in why there are so many plant species, how those species are related to each other, and what the consequences of these species are for the rest of the planet.
All species on Earth, they are connected in this giant tree.
We're reconstructing how all of life is related to each other, but the concept of relationships mattering also the key part of how not just Doug and I do research today, but how the much broader community does research, and that's collaboratively.
Building the Tree of Life was really made possible by being at the University of Florida because there are so many resources here.
We collaborate with computer scientists and engineers who can develop tools for analyzing these massive data sets.
Collaboration makes unique things possible, and that's what's special about the University of Florida.
Welcome to the Tree of Life, a visual family tree of all organisms on the planet Earth.
That's one of the things that really drives us. It's not just the study of biodiversity, which is so important to get the public to realize just how important it is to their well-being. We're really not trying to save the world as much as we're trying to save humanity's place in the world. We need to get the public to realize that we're all part of this great, beautiful tree of life, and that relationships matter for our own survival and the survival of our children and grandchildren. Wow, what an applause. It reminds me of our botany classes, huh? Well, not exactly. Well, good evening, New York Gators, and thank you, President Fox, for that great introduction, and also for the team that made that wonderful video. Pam and I are really happy to be with you here tonight. We love sharing the exciting work that's going on in Gainesville with our Gator Nation friends around the world. That said, however, we are scientists, so keep that in mind. We're not on ESPN like Jesse. We can't sing. Well, maybe Pam can. No, I can't sing. So we watch videos like that with a certain sense of embarrassment. We're a little bit more comfortable out in the field collecting plants or working in the lab or the greenhouse. We're not typically on a stage in Midtown Manhattan, so I hope you'll forgive us if we seem a little bit like fish out of water.
Well, I've known this guy for more than 35 years, and I can tell you he's loving every minute of this.
Hey, I got my picture taken with Jesse Palmer.
And Lauren Robinson is next. Well, 18 years ago, we came to the University of Florida from Washington State. And we saw in UF an opportunity to bring to reality a Herculean task that, for us, has also been 35 years in the making.
Well, demonstrating the relationships among all of the species on our planet has long been considered what we call a grand challenge in biology. Charles Darwin, in the famous book, The Origin of Species, first referred to the great tree of life. And that concept was so important to him, the only diagram, the only illustration in that famous book is a simple diagram of a tree of relationships. Yet it was only about 160 years ago, after his book was published, that we were finally able to construct the first ever tree of all 2 million species named on this planet, and that was work that Pam and I and others did at the University of Florida.
But for us, the Tree of Life is more than a map of species. It's actually a family tree that can unlock some of the greatest challenges facing our planet. Just as our own family trees can help us predict hair color or eye color or susceptibility to disease, the Tree of Life can also help us cure disease, discover new medicines, improve our crops, and make more informed environmental decisions. It's the kind of thing that UF scientists work on every day. But in many ways, this kind of work can only take place at the University of Florida, where we have entire teams of scientists working on a single sort of problem. At UF, we are intensely comprehensive and purposefully broad. We are one of but 4 universities in the entire country that can boast such breadth.
Well, let me give you some perspective on our work. 35 years ago, when we started this Tree of Life effort, we were told that it was an impossible task. Conducting this type of work means you're trying to connect species in all possible combinations, and then we use computers to identify the tree that is the best match to the data. But as you add species to that problem, the complexity grows in astronomically difficult, mind-boggling ways. So for example, by the time you just try to build a tree with 20 species, the number of possible solutions to that problem is now approaching 1 mole, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. That's Avogadro's number. That's one thing I remember from chemistry. At 200 species, the number of possible solutions or trees that are possible now begins to exceed the number of atoms in the universe. So our Tree of Life, keep in mind, contains 2.3 million species that have been named to date. And it's really only because of the perfect storm of computer technology, algorithm development, and sequencing technology that we could build a tree of this scale.
So even though this draft Tree of Life contains more than 2 million species, there may be as many as 10 million to maybe even 20 million more species that have not yet even been discovered or described. They're not known to science. They're definitely not known to the public. Now you can visualize the scale of the Tree of Life using a New York City landmark. Now a tree of just 1,000 species, if we printed it out, 12-point font, single-spaced on regular typing paper, would be a tree that's roughly 4 times my height. Now, if we printed out the entire Tree of Life as we currently understand it, and this at the same scale, it would be as tall as the Empire State Building. Well, actually, it would be as tall as all 4 sides of the Empire State Building and 14 Empire State Buildings. So the Tree of Life is truly immense in scope and complexity.
So at UF, we have scientists working on this and many other grand challenges from every possible angle. Our engineers are making great breakthroughs in computer technology. Our pharmacy school is investing in drug discovery. And our health system is moving medicine forward, as Jesse mentioned, as they search for new cures for cancer and treatments. So our Tree of Life is really but one small part of the incredible impact your university has on a daily basis. And as the president so eloquently said, the good we are achieving because of our never-ending journey of discovery is indeed astounding.
So UF is the place where incredible innovation is happening on a daily basis, much like it is here in New York. We marry that innovation with an uncommon drive to advance the people and communities that we serve. That's our mission. Embedded in our Gator DNA is the desire to serve, to repair the world, as Anita so beautifully put it.
And so all of those things are directly supported by people like you, visionaries whose own success permits them to create impact by giving back to UF. Our faculty's work is augmented when their positions are endowed, when their research is supported, and resources don't limit what they're able to do.
Through scholarships, both merit and need-based, we can attract the brightest, most incredible students to work alongside faculty like us, regardless of their ability to pay or their backgrounds. So contributions to passion areas from people like you will make UF's next groundbreaking impact possible.
So the best way to visualize this impact is to come back to Gainesville. So tonight, in addition to our request for your support, we also have another ask. Come back and visit UF again. Visit a lab. Stop by and visit us in the Florida Museum. We're in Dickinson Hall, by the way. Yes, it's still there. And by visiting, you can gain a real understanding of the kind of impact that you can help create.
We can't wait for you to see more of what your university and your fellow Gators are up to. So thank you again, and go Gators!
Pam and Doug, thank you. Thank you for having the courage to pursue what you believe in. Your journey is as remarkable as your tree of life. We're so proud that you both are Gators. Well, tonight, we also have with us another very special Gator. Micah Meyer earned her degree from the UF's College of Journalism and Communications, and she's found tremendous success as the founder and director of Beaumont Etiquette right here in New York City. She currently runs the Plaza Hotel finishing program. Micah got her start in London, just a stone's throw from the Royal Palace. And as you might imagine, there's a huge amount of interest in her and her expertise due to something happening this weekend called the Royal Wedding. Just last month, she was interviewed by Megyn Kelly on the Today Show, where she taught Miss Kelly something called the Windsor Wave.
The wave. The wave. So this we call the Windsor Wave. So it is hand, elbow facing down, and then hand just up like this, and then it is just a gentle wave. Exactly.
So legs together, and
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Micah, could you please come up? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, do you think you could teach me the Windsor Wave?
I think I can. Okay, so President Fox. So
Yes.
shoulders back, chin parallel, and then right hand up, fingers together, and then just a little gentle wrist wave, just like that. Perfect. Beautiful. Perfect.
Thank you. I think I've got it.
You got it.
Now, is there a right way and a wrong way to do the Gator Chomp?
Believe it or not, there's a proper way to do the Gator Chomp. It's right over left, but with enough enthusiasm, left over right's just fine. But let's go ahead, Gators. Let's give it a go. Come on. Woo! Good job. Okay, now we're gonna do something extra special. So we're gonna send this via social media to Windsor, all the way to Windsor. So everyone, we're gonna go ahead and have everybody in here do the Windsor Wave, but we're adding a little addition. It's gonna be the Gator Windsor Wave. So on the count of 3, everyone, this is gonna go viral. We're ready for it. Ready? Okay, ready, everyone? So elbow down, fingers up, and just a little wave. Beautiful. Take that, Prince Charles, right? Well done, team.
Thank you. So one last thing. Frequently, I also need to ask people for support. And is there a right way to ask people to donate their resources to the University of Florida?
The age-old question. Yes, there actually is. So President Fox, please take a moment just to go in the middle there. Again, chin parallel, shoulders back, and then I want you to smile and make eye contact with as many people as possible.
I think I got it.
I think you got it. Okay, and then the next step is just to own it.
Own it?
Just own it.
Thank you. Well, friends, indeed, we owe everything to you all. You all are loyal supporters. You are amazing alumni. And those who carry the University of Florida flag embody all that I stand for are indeed you all, our Florida Gators. As we steepen our ascent to the very top, the top 5, we seek to embrace even bigger and greater challenges. And I'm asking every Gator across this entire planet, including in New York City, to make an even greater annual gift to their alma mater. And if you've registered tonight for this event and you have downloaded the Gator Nation app and have logged in, all you have to do is touch the Pledge Now tile and to get started. And if you don't yet have the app, guess what? You can pick up a pledge card at the tables behind you and leave it with a staff member tonight. What really matters is that your gift is a statement of support to the university and that you have the University of Florida's back. And as the University of Florida goes greater for all of us, you all are there. I'm all in for the University of Florida, and I know that each of you are as well. I would like to now ask back up to the stage. Anita, Jesse, would you come back up here and join Micah and me? Gators. Gotham Gators, as we close out tonight, I really do want to sincerely thank each one of you again for being here and for your steadfast support of our incredible university.
With your gift, we'll close in our $3 billion goal and reach the greatest of heights for the University of Florida. So, as we reach out to you over the next few weeks, take a moment to consider what your own impact might be.
It's been a fantastic night. Thank you to you all. It's always so great to be around Gators because you always bring the energy. It's terrific. And from my heart, I want to thank you all for allowing me to be an ambassador to this great university. And I look forward to seeing you all again here very, very soon. This is going to be my favorite part. You guys ready?
Okay,
Let's do this on the football field after games. Beneath the orange and blue victorious, our love shall never fail.
And there's no other name so glorious. So help us out all together now.
All hail, Florida, hail. It is great to be a Florida Gator. Thank you all again. Go Gators! Thank you.